Well, it looks like the Biden administration is looking to turn up the heat, especially after last night's little 6 point plan mandate stuff. I came across some information today on the internet that adds additional seven possible executive orders that will be coming in the next several weeks, it looks like. But yet, what really stood out to me was the fact that there's an actual date to the possibility of what the peak of when things might really take off. And it happens to be Halloween, October 31st timeframe. Let's talk about that. Okay, so I want to take a quick minute. As I said, I shared a video earlier on Twitter, which was just a little 9-second excerpt from last night's speech or whatnot from Biden.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin. But our patience is wearing thin. And your refusal has cost all of us.
And right there, he talks about our patience is wearing thin. What in the world is he talking about? And so when I saw that last night, I'm glad somebody chopped it up and shared it on the internet, because it definitely got my thoughts running. Because my first thought was, who is R? Who exactly are you referring to? Who are the people that you're referring to? And then I put out a little question or whatnot. It must be his handlers or whatnot. And so obviously he's taking orders from someone. This is just not something just off the bat. He's capable of thinking of what procedures would be ideal to actually alleviate the problem if there really was one. But yet it just goes to show more of the push towards this new world agenda that's underway. And this seven possible executive orders was passed along the internet. I grabbed it and I just put it up in a Telegram right now. And I also put it in the Discord under discussions, because I'm assuming after everybody see it, it's definitely going to garner up a lot of conversation from that. The possibility of these next seven executive orders that I'm going to read off in a minute. And I encourage you also, click the link below for the Telegram or Discord. Read it for yourself. I'm not even going to put it on the screen just because it's some of the things where, because it's not official, I don't want to just be putting it out there. But the whole point is to give you something to chew on, give you something to consider. And I actually shared it with a couple of my family members already. And at this current moment, the seven things on our list is not too far-fetched, because a good portion of them things right now are already happening in Australia as we speak. So that's why I took it and I thought I would share it, just because, hey, it's better to know than not to know, just so it gives you more time to, do whatever it is you might need to do in order to brace for impact as it comes. But as I've always said, there's always, they seem to be time strapped. They always have to get stuff done within a certain time frame. And this little list here that I'm going to read off in a minute, it actually gives an actual time frame of what could be, and October 31st being what looks like the peak of everything that must be enacted according to the possible executive orders, if this information is credible whatsoever. But simply put, I'll just read it for you, and then I encourage you to read it. And the most important thing is taking this information and sharing it, just so it gives it gives people something to think about, and let them do with it what they got to do with it. But actually, it's right here. And it's seven little hashtags and whatnot. But it says here, it looks like the Biden's COVID executive orders are starting to show up online. Leak from a press organization that has been sent copies in advance of the media blitz. And then the first one, it says the unvaccinated are ineligible for Social Security, SSI disability, federal extended unemployment assistance, COVID rent assistance, employment placement, or training. That's the very first one. Second one, you are going to be assessed a special tax, roughly 15% of your income if you're not participating, to cover a substantial federal medical costs. Number three, those who don't participate, I'll substitute that with the other word, are no longer free to partake of interstate travel by vehicle on federal roadways. And so I remember several months ago just mentioning how if you drive along the freeway, you'll notice every 200 yards or so there's a closed caption camera on every side of the freeway, all the way down. Especially here in Detroit, I-75 is just cameras all the way down, all the way up, you name it. And so to see this here doesn't surprise me whatsoever, because it was quite obvious to me at some point they're going to need to crack down on interstate travel. And so what's happening in Australia right now? The same type of things are happening. Border checkpoints. You can't go cross over into the next province or the next state without having approval. This is stuff that apparently is on the list. The next one here says, those that don't participate are no longer free to travel by air, either domestically or internationally. The TSA will enforce all ports of entry. The next one, any employer that does any business with the federal government will be required to show 100% proof of compliance from the workforce by October 31st. And when I saw this, I was like, let me go ahead and share some thoughts on this, because that is literally, less than 60 days away from now, assuming, if this is legit, assuming that this is the time frame of events they want to roll out. Whoever people who are losing patience, assuming these are the people who clearly wrote this. And of course, it's all go back to the handlers, those who are orchestrating this entire ordeal. And we know it happens to be those that are a part of the World Economic Forum, Davos, Bilderberg, all those people. They're the ones that constructed this whole script that puppet politicians have to follow, or else. And that's why I think it's important to give people a heads up, so people can say, hey, at least we knew this was coming. Because if it gets to this point, and if this stuff is real, people definitely before then will be in the streets. But then again, 3 weeks ago I said, at any moment now, within this next 30 to 60 days, we can expect something. So once again, I'm hoping this is all stuff that just flies by and nothing takes place whatsoever. But if it does, you can say you were aware for whatever is good, whatever is worth for you. But then the next one here says, any employer sponsored health insurer is free from liability and can drop any person that doesn't participate from their policies or deny coverage based upon their current status, referring to those who participated. And then the last one here, it says hospitals are given legal immunity, making them free to prioritize or deny health care based upon the status of the people who they're trying to see. So those are the 7 possible executive orders that just happened to be surfing on the internet today. And I shared it in the Telegram, I shared it in the Discord, just so that you can be aware of what's going on. And all of those things are the next level. That's so if yesterday, last night, 6 mandates was just, entry point. It was all relatively voluntary. It's all relatively user friendly is the way they're trying to present it. And then when you're talking about, our patience is wearing thin, like that right there. When I first heard that, my initial thought was, then where are they going to take this? What happens when the clock ends? What happens when the clock expires according to their time frame? Then how bad would it get? And it looks like, based upon that stuff right there, that's the next level of where they're trying to take this. So just thought I would share this real quick. Once again, leave your comments down below. What do you think? Are you surprised? Of course not. You shouldn't, because a lot of that stuff is already happening in Australia. But it's one of those things where the more people are aware and awake ahead of time, the more chance of resistance, of a outright crying of the people and just anger, man, because this is one of those things where it's not going to go well. And I think, as I mentioned before, it plays into their hands, because they're looking for people to be in the streets at some point soon, especially tomorrow's 9/11. And so I saw on the CNN dashboards talking about domestic terrorism. And so they're saying that basically Americans, as they're labeling it, are becoming more disgruntled and more terrorist-like, given all the things that's going on. And of course, they're going to use the event that happened 20 years ago with the anniversary tomorrow as a way of saying that there's going to be some type of event, some type of false flag possibly tomorrow. Of course, everything is staged. Nothing is real, but it's one of the things where it gives them a narrative to continue to push forward. And that's why I think it's important for people to be aware. And just, share this stuff, man. Share this information. I would encourage, share this video. Grab the thing and share it with your family and friends. Just give them something to think about, man, because they can't say they didn't know if it comes to come to the light. So anyway, enough rant. Curious to hear what you think. Leave a comment. And we're looking forward to we're going to talk about this more, because between now and October 31st, that gives us enough time to see if this is credible or not. So we will see. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment. Share this video. Peace.